नमस्कार दोस्तों, कैसे हो? फंडामेंटल स्टॉक एनालिसिस सीरीज के इस नए एपिसोड में आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है। मेरा नाम है मिलिंद। दोस्तों, आज हम जिस कंपनी की बात करने वाले हैं, इस कंपनी में अप्रैल से जून का जो क्वार्टर था, उसमें जाने-माने इन्वेस्टर डॉली खन्ना ने 1% का स्टेक एक्वायर किया है। इस कंपनी का नाम है क्या कहा आपने? आपको कंपनी का नाम सुनने ही नहीं दिया? ज़रा सोचते हैं, ऐसा क्यों हुआ? हाँ, लगता है अभी तक आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया होगा। मज़ाक कर रहा हूँ दोस्तों, but humble request to you all to subscribe the channel and like my videos. Couple of disclaimers before we start. The companies covered in the stock analysis series are by no means a buy or sell recommendation. These videos are created purely for educational purposes, and an investor is further expected to do his or her own research before making a buy or sell decision. So, friends, let's start. Today's company is Polyplex Corporation Limited. So, friends, here we go. So, in today's stock analysis episode, the agenda is as follows. We'll talk about the company, its products and services. We will see the company mode and what are future growth levers. We will also see what are the weakness, challenges, concerns for the company. Then we will look at the financials and key ratios of the company. And then in the end, we will do a SWOT analysis and we will see in summary if company is worth an investment. So let's start with product and services. The company is the fifth largest capacity of polyester film globally. Now let's see what are the application of the polyester film. It is an excellent choice for food and non-food film applications, such as microwave and medical packaging, plastic wrap, tape backing, printed films, plastic cards, protective coatings such as solar and safety windows films, and transformer insulation films, etc. So you see there are wide range of applications across the packaging industry as well as industrial applications. Its capabilities includes both thin and thick PET film, and it has a wide range of thickness and surface properties. And it is used in packaging and industrial applications. It has global presence. It has approximately 1,900 customers present in 83 countries, and the customers are from Europe, Americas, Indian subcontinent, Far East, Asia Pacific region, and the Middle East region. It has 6 manufacturing and distribution operations, and it has spanned across 6 countries: India, Thailand, Turkey, USA, Indonesia, and Netherlands. It has onshore, offshore, and nearshore business model. So onshore model is something, let's say the customer is sitting in US, and if the customer is served from the India, then that is called as offshore model. If the customer is in US and if the customer's product is manufactured in the US itself and he's been served in the US itself, then it is called onshore model. And nearshore model is, let's say the customer is in US, but his product is or his services are served from the country like Canada, which is near to the US. That is called as onshore. Sorry, that is called as the nearshore business model. And it has approximately 25% market share in Thailand and Turkey, and it has 10% market share in India, US, and Indonesia. So the company is primarily dealing in the polyester film, and it has applications ranging from packaging industry as well as industrial applications. So let's see the moat of the company. Now let's look at the various packaging applications that PET films are used into. So you can see there are a lot of applications across the food, personal care, health and hygiene. It is used in baby food powder, chips packet, pet food, ice cream cone, mosquito mat, air freshener, wet wipes, carton packings, liquid packagings. So there is a wide range of applications where PET films find the usage of. Let's talk about the industrial applications. In this industrial applications, it is being used as an insulating material for solar panel backsheets, flexible circuits, flexible ducts, windows film, protection film, textile yarn. So in the industry as well, its application spans across multiple verticals across the industry. And let's see the business mix. So in the FY 2021, company earned 27% of the revenue from America, 25% revenue from the Europe region, 20% region, 20% revenue from the India region, 7% revenue from the rest of world, and 21% from rest of the Asia. So this is how the revenue mix for the company in FY 2021. Let's talk about the company moat now. So company is having a global leadership and it is having a unique model of onshore, offshore and nearshore manufacturing. In the previous slide, I explained what is the difference between onshore, offshore and nearshore manufacturing. It has 6 manufacturing facilities in 5 countries. It is industry leader with near 100% capacity utilization through various business cycles. Whereas when the industry utilization is around 75 to 80%. So the company is utilizing its capacity to the fullest of extent. It is sixth largest thin plate film. It is the sixth largest thin plate film globally. And the thin plate film revenue share is around 60%. Another moat is it is one of the lowest cost manufacturers. It has low cost of delivery due to distributed manufacturing location and due to the onshore, offshore, and nearshore business model. Its sales volume has grown at 12% CAGR. Sorry, its sales volumes are expected to grow at 12% CAGR over FY20 to FY24 from new facilities. It has a strong dividend track record. The dividend yield for financial year 21 is around 10.8%. And I think this will be the one of the best dividend paying industry in the Indian stock market. It gave 153 rupees dividend in FY21 and it gave 52 rupees dividend in FY20. So the strong dividend yield is one of the strong moat for the company. It has given a stock return at the CAGR of 15% since its IPO. Its IPO came in the year 1988. So it's almost 30 plus years that the company is listed in the stock market. And if you include the dividend, if you have invested or reinvested the dividend that you have earned from the company into the company's stock, then the stock return is 25% from 1988. So stock return is at the CAGR of 25% from 1988, which is exponential. So this is definitely one of the wealth creator. So if someone has purchased the share in 1988 and he has invested throughout till today, then his CAGR is 25% if he has reinvested the dividend into the company's stocks. It's an exponential growth trend. It has strong R&D. It has almost 17 patents granted so far, and there are 9 patents which are in pipeline. Now let's talk about the future growth levers for the company. Retail format and e-commerce. Friends, with the COVID-led disruptions, the e-commerce platform is emerging as one of the biggest growth lever for all the companies. Improving quality of life, population growth, urbanization, all these factors combined will lead to increase in the package industry volumes, package industry business, as well as industry applications, and PET film will find more and more usage here. Increasing consumerism, this is again another growth lever. When the people are ordering online, definitely it requires a kind of a good packaging as well as various industries will increase their volumes, their sales because of the increased consumerism, and that is again augurs well for this company. Increased environmental awareness. Friends, nowadays there is a lot of focus on the environmental awareness, and the company is trying to reduce the carbon footprint by using the innovative methods to produce the PET films. So this will be another growth catalyst for the company because it is trying to reduce the carbon emission. It is trying to innovate the way it manufactures the PET films. So let's see. Continuing on to the future growth levers, the demand is growing at 5-6% due to low carbon footprint, cost advantage, and retail format packaging innovations. Versatility and high performance of polyester film itself leads to a wide range of 100 plus applications in both industrial and consumer sector. We saw, friends, in the previous slide, across the packaging industry as well as the industrial applications, it finds applications across 100 plus range of the products. The newer applications like healthcare would result in new stream of sustainable demand growth. So there is a lot of focus of healthcare for past 2 plus years, especially due to the disruption that has been caused by the COVID-led pandemic. And the newer applications into this healthcare industry could be a future growth catalyst for the company. And its contribution from the specialty films is increasing. And it also gives the superior margins. So its contribution has increased from 24% in financial year 17 to 34% in financial year 21. And if the company is able to increase its contribution further, then it will also result in a improved operating profits and operating profit margins as well as net profit and net profit margin. Now let's talk about what are the weaknesses or concerns about the company. The crude oil prices, the main raw material for the PET films is the crude oil prices. And volatility in the prices of the crude oil, if the crude oil prices increases beyond a certain limit, then it can impact the profitability of the company because company may not be able to pass the entire cost increase to the customers. Delays, cost overruns, or slower than expected ramp up for new projects. So, if the company's new capacities are not able to come to the if the company is not able to commission the new capabilities in time, then there could be the cost overruns. So, that is another weakness or that is another concern that one needs to monitor. And adverse government regulations. Companies having manufacturing facilities across the 5 different countries. Its customer base is spread across the geography. And if any particular government where the company has a major market share, if there are some adverse regulation, then that may impact the company's top line as well as the bottom line. So these are some weakness or concerns around the company. So friends, as usual, I have divided this episode into two parts. So we come towards the end of part one. In the next part, we will talk about the company's financials. We will see the key ratios and we will do a SWOT analysis towards the end and we will see if the company is worth an investment. So friends, don't go anywhere. Second part is coming immediately and do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, friends.